Hello and good afternoon. I recognize most of you in here today, but there are a few faces, unfortunately, that I don't recognize. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Tom Kaiser. Nice to meet you. Today I'm going to be here talking to you about why we should implement a 4-day work week, as well as allow for a remote work option for all employees. With COVID disrupting industries across the board for the past 2 years, it is all the more imperative to switch over to a remote work option. Many companies around the globe have already switched over to a more digital workplace in response, and they've been having more workplace meetings online. And we could just take a look at Zoom and their rise to see how this has been impacted. We ourselves have already allowed for our employees to work remotely during COVID, so all I'm asking is that we allow this to continue after COVID. Secondly, I want to talk to you about this company's phenomenal reputation in regards to its company culture. By allowing employees to work remotely and only 4 days a week, we could show employees that we place high importance on their health and well-being by giving them newfound time to do whatever they want, essentially more flexibility. And in return, new talent is attracted and employees want to stay with us longer. And reports have shown that productivity increases and employees take less sick days and they tend to stay with the company longer as well. Now, in regards to the 4-day workplace, it's actually much more common around the world than we might think. Many companies around the globe already follow the 4-day work week, especially in Europe. In fact, even some Western companies have started to experiment with the 4-day work week overseas. Notably, Microsoft recently has had successful results with their 4-day work week. They saw a 40% increase in productivity, and overall they had a 23% drop in electricity. So not only will employees be more efficient in working 4 days a week, but electricity costs also go down significantly, and there's no reports of decreased productivity or loss of revenue. Now, there are certain misconceptions with the 4-day work week, thinking employees might work less. That's not true. They'll actually work the same hours, but instead they'll just do the hours in the comforts of their own home, office, or coffee shop, wherever they want to go. It's just a different standard around the world. Now, as you can see here by this chart, this shows the relationship between hours worked and the company's GDP, and the chart below it shows how after working a certain amount of hours, you actually start to have a negative return and a diminished marginal return, which is not good for the company and also not good for the employee. But with the 40-hour work week, we can probably see increased productivity, better time efficiency with employees, better employee satisfaction, better team building and connection with all members of the team, environmental benefits with reduced electric bills, fewer overhead compartment costs as well, and more productivity innovation. Some potential cons we could see are if employees don't meet their goals or work requirements by basically slacking off, then the risk could be expensive, and this could also be applicable to certain industries where they just couldn't operate the 4-day work week because they need to be open 24/7. Another con could be that certain industries might suffer. But overall, looking at the evidence, I want you to make up your own choice and decision. I personally think the pros greatly outnumber the cons. At the very least, we should try the 4-day work week just for a short time period. And if it goes well, then we should integrate it into policy as well. Thank you.